Today for lunch, I'm having a wrap sandwich with turkey, and it's got sweet and savory fillings in it. Mustard, which gives it a very savory, tangy flavor, and fruit jam, which I believe is strawberry today, and it's very delicious. And it goes good with this peanut soup, which we had the other day. And it's warm and toasty, and the spinach tortilla is kind of crispy on the outside, just a little bit, to give it a beautiful sort of texture and flavor. And there's nothing like just a simple warmed up sandwich with a bowl of soup for lunch at Locust Hill.
Today for lunch we're having wrap sandwiches. That's great for lunch all the time. And we're going to have a bowl of peanut soup from the soup that we learned how to make the other day, and some lemonade. So we're going to start out making the wrap sandwiches, and we personally like the garden spinach herb kind of tortillas here for wrap sandwiches. And we're using deli smoked turkey. You can use any kind of meat. This is what we're using. And we're going to use some strawberry jam preserves. We're going to use some applesauce, some Dijon mustard, some green olives that we've kind of chopped up, and gotta have fresh ground pepper. You'll need some olive oil, and one of the things I like to add is green goddess salad dressing. The only other thing that I don't have out right now for the sandwich is romaine lettuce. A couple of big leaves of that for each sandwich. So we're going to start out with the wrap itself, the tortillas. And I'm going to use my griddle, I'm sorry. And we're going to get that hot. And we're going to drizzle some olive oil. Don't have to get the whole thing filled with it, but just kind of in circles like that. And right on that, we're going to put fresh ground pepper right in the olive oil on the griddle. Use that to taste. Some people don't like black pepper as much, but we like a lot. And we're going to prepare the wrap shell, or the tortilla itself, where it's half wrap sandwich and half burrito kind of. We're going to actually get it kind of crunchy and hard, and it'll be oily and peppery. So you get that hot, and place your tortillas on there. And make sure it's on high, and make sure you're watching it and you don't run off and go do something else. Okay. And now these have been on here a few minutes. It depends on the heat of your stove. If it gets really, really hot, depends on if you're using cast iron. Even with the cast iron grates that this particular stove has, all of that has to do with your temperature and how evenly hot it gets and how fast it gets hot. So you just have to watch them. And to watch them, I kind of pick them up, and you can see the brown on it, and you can see the pepper has stuck. And so we are going to go ahead and take those off and just put them aside on a plate. And leave your grill on, or your griddle on. I keep saying grill. That's John's fault, because he always calls it a grill. And now we're going to place our meat for the sandwiches. And I like to kind of put it in 2 rows that are long, kind of like the shape of the wrap sandwich itself. Makes it much nicer when you're taking it off and putting it in the sandwich. And you can judge that on your own taste and who you're serving. Some people don't like as much meat, others like a lot, so you can just kind of make a row for each one of them. And then I take the green olives that I've chopped and I put them up here on the griddle. And I'll probably even put a little more fresh ground pepper because we like it. And while that's doing what it's doing, we're going to prepare the inside of the sandwiches. And we have the heated and cooked side up. And I don't have all my things out like I should, so just bear with me. First thing we're going to do is use the preserves. Strawberry is really good. It has almost a cranberry type bite with turkey. You could probably use cranberry sauce, the jelly, or the whole berry kind, I guess you call it. And we're going to put this over on one side. You don't want to put it down the middle because the way that you fold or roll the sandwich, you know, that just doesn't work. You do everything over on the side. We're going to put the preserves. And then I'm going to do a little of the Dijon mustard and just kind of, you don't spread it because you start making a really yucky mess if you do that with the preserves and everything else. Just kind of run it down like a line like that. And then we're going to lay in the lettuce and pretend there's an L, that you have an L. And this short side and this short bottom you're not going to do anything with. So you're going to put your lettuce like the tall part of the L. And I always put it with the curve up because it holds everything inside of it then. Because now you're going to go to the applesauce. And you're going to run applesauce down the inside of the lettuce. And this adds that bite to it as well. Now we're going to go back over here to our meat and just kind of scoop it all up on your spatula like that and flip it over. Kind of all stays hopefully in one piece when you do that and kind of spread it back out. Stir up your olives a little bit. It's pretty brown on this side, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. This holds the heat for a long time. So now I'm going to take my plate and I'm going to put about half of the olives that I have here inside that with the applesauce. Scoop up the meat onto the spatula, put it down, and kind of pull it back out like that so you still have that line that you made. And then, here's where your L comes into play. Because you want to fold up the bottom, fold over the side, and just start rolling. And you can kind of push it in with your fingers at the same time. And there is your wrap sandwich. So we have our wrap sandwiches warm and on the plate, and we're just going to use some of the peanut soup that we made the other day. And if you haven't seen that video, it's also available at locusthillkitchen.com. It's an incredibly rich, warm, comfort soup here, Charleston peanut soup. And we're just going to have the rest of that today with our sandwich.